As he arrived at 14th Street, the corner edge of the Cedarwood Creek grill sign came into his view just through the top of the evergreen trees of eastern Washington. He smiled. It was the first time he had smiled in the last 4 days since losing his father and arriving back to his childhood hometown of Cedarwood Creek. The smile soon fell away as he took a deep breath and continued onward. The weight of what lay ahead pelted his mind like a barrage of missiles. How would he ever run the family business from all the way in California? What if he failed? The last thing Ryan wanted to do was drive his father's business and legacy into the ground. A daunting task that he could barely fathom when grief was at the forefront of his mind. Continuing his steps, he cut through the tree line and came into the back alley behind the grill. He slowed his pace as he arrived at the red beat-up metal door on the backside of the restaurant. This door did a lot more than a typical door. It held much of Ryan's memories of growing up in the small town of Cedarwood Creek. The dents and the old worn stickers, still intact, told stories of years gone by and what life was like for him and his 4 siblings. For instance, the big dent in the bottom right came from his father Frank plowing the alley of snow with Mr. Henderson's new ATV when Ryan was 12. He had ran the ATV and plow straight into the door. And the worn Incubus music band sticker right by the door handle, a remembrance of Ryan's first kiss with Heidi at his first concert. This door led not only into the kitchen of the Cedarwood Creek Grill, but into a world of Ryan's past, a time in which his father was alive and Ryan was just a boy. And now the door also held his future. Emily, Ryan's wife, suddenly came into view from around the corner of the red brick building. Sighing with a sound of relief, she lifted her hands outward as she walked toward him. "There you are. You left without even a goodbye, Ryan. I was worried about you." As he turned toward her, he saw a flicker of worry mixed with concern in her ocean blue eyes. He didn't mean to place it there, and a part of him wanted to reach out and snatch it. But he couldn't. If losing his father was teaching him anything, it was teaching him how weak he truly was in life. It didn't seem to matter how hard he'd tried since losing his father. Ryan knew he hadn't been the strong pillar his family needed in this time of crisis. The reality was that his dad was gone, and something broke inside him that day, and he had not a clue how to fix it. Shaking his head, his voice was gentle and just above a whisper as he finally responded to her. "I'm sorry, Em." He walked over to her and gently brought his hands up to her sides, holding her. I just had to get out of that house. I get that, but without saying anything to me? You just slipped out of your dad's study and right out the front door. I want to be here for you in your pain." Suddenly, he could feel his heart leap back onto the emotional roller coaster he had ridden since losing his father. His throat clenched, his eyes welled with hot tears, and he felt even the slightest touch could cause another wave of grief and pain come spilling over the edge. "I just need a moment right now." His hands fell away from her and he walked toward the door. She stopped him with her words. "I am your wife. Please let me care for you, Ryan." "I know you care, but—" He looked at her, really looked at her. Those eyes were his home, his joy, his comfort, and yet in that moment, they fell short of what he needed. Though she was the woman he had been married to for 16 years, and who had birthed their 3 beautiful children, she couldn't provide the comfort his soul craved. She was standing there and waiting for something that Ryan just couldn't give her, his